closely at the gradebook. Now, the gradebook in 1.9 is very new. It's a very large change from Moodle 1.8. It's very complicated. We tried to put every feature that everybody wanted into Moodle 1.9 for the gradebook. And we ended up with a system that's very capable, and if you spend some time, you can make it do exactly what you want. But the interface still needs some work. We need to make it easier to use for simple cases and so on. So one of the projects that's happening now is we're gathering all the requirements for Moodle 2, all the things we need to make better in the gradebook and putting them together. And we'll be working on those later this year. One of the things that will be in Moodle 2, I'm almost certain, is this new report, which was written by a Google Summer of Code student. And this new report is a sort of statistics analysis of the grades. So let me show you the gradebook first. Here's the normal gradebook. Oh, there's some problem here on my site. Not sure what that is. Okay, so this is the new plugin, and it's got a variety of different little sub-reports. So one of them is this grade distribution, and you can do things like show me how the grades are spread over the different assignments, different items in the quiz. And you can do fancy things. You can invert the axis. You can, when you put your mouse over individual items, it normally tells you what the student is. And there's some other grades. This one here shows you a plot of all the students against their grades. And in this course, this data is not very interesting because, remember, it's randomly generated, so there are all sorts of random grades here, there's no trends. Probably on a real course, these would be clustered into groups of grades, and it'd be easier to see. But when you put your mouse over here, you can see just the grades for that particular assignment. So this is an example of something that was impossible with the old gradebook, but now it's possible with the new gradebook in 1.9. We've separated the data collection from the display of the data. So we have all this great data in a database, and a programmer can come along and write a new report and visualize the data in some new way, or manipulate that data in the gradebook. So we always did hope that there would be lots of nice new plugins developed for the gradebook, and they are starting to happen. I think prove it this paper is efficient. So that's something there. Another major project that's been happening is working on SCORM. Now, I know SCORM is very important for a lot of people. We have now, just recently, we've reached sort of a stage where Moodle is compliant with 1.2. We're just going through the actual paperwork at the moment of sending this to the actual ADL and getting the tick that says Moodle is SCORM 1.2 compliant. And a lot of bugs have been fixed. The interface is being fixed. We are spending a lot of developer time getting this done properly, and it's going very well. The work on SCORM 2004 is going very fast. I think probably within the next month we'll have that finished too, and we can apply for that certification and we'll get the tick, and Moodle, we can say SCORM 2004 compliant at last. So that's going to be quite great news for those using SCORM. Another sort of big project lately, Tim Hunt, who's right here across from me in the room, but now he's been working on quiz, fixing hundreds of bugs and just having a good stint on quiz. He's going to talk a lot more about that on the next session, I think, so I won't talk about any of that. There's a lot more going on. Let me have a look at the roadmap. The roadmap is on the Moodle docs. There are links to some other things that are happening. Something that's happening in about a month or so is there's the new wiki. The guys who developed the new wiki, the NWiki module in Spain, have decided to start again from scratch, so we'll be working closely with them on getting that in Moodle 2. We just need to get rid of our old wiki. We need a good wiki, and so they have time and money to work on that. We'll be working with them. The feedback module is now in Moodle 2 from Andreas Grabs. Is Andreas there today? I don't think so. From Berlin? No? Well, I met him in Berlin earlier this year. His module is now in Moodle 2, the great module for questionnaires. Lots of other things happening. Work on the blog. We've got new secure RSS feeds, etc., etc., etc. And we'll be building on top of this repository and portfolio stuff. And once we start to import things from other Moodle sites and export things to other Moodle sites, that's when things will get very interesting. And hopefully that will be able to get that done in a fairly short time. And so this image I always show will actually finally become a reality, where we are able to have Moodle sites linking together and people sharing their things easily between Moodle sites. Probably time for me to stop. If there's questions, I'm happy to take questions.
When we design media, we're now thinking of how to deal with the widescreen monitors, because now we have so much time on the right side. Yeah, when you you showed your new interface with this navigation bar on the top, but in the top direction we are having less and less space, but we have enough space on the left side and on the right side. What is missing is always space on the top.
Yes?
So please think of that by designing your new Moodle interface and your new look around, that most of your users use widescreen displays.
All developers like using widescreen.
You got it?
Well, I would disagree. But I mean, maybe yes, they have wide screens, but do they always have wide browsers? I tend to use my space for putting other applications. My browser is usually like this, and I have other windows. And anyway, this interface is only for Moodle.org, so it's for the public website. It's not for this is not the interface for all Moodle sites. So yeah, I mean, we can come up with, once we've done this one, I guess we can easily come up with an alternative and call it Moodle Wide, and you can choose it in your profile.
Yeah.
How's that?